Crossing ideas, turning boring stories into powerful narratives. Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, I'm going to show you a simple technique that can completely transform the way you write narrative essays. I call it crossing ideas. And by the end of this lesson, you'll understand how to turn a boring story into something exciting, original, and full of suspense. Let's begin. The problem with most student stories. Many students think that if the exam title is The Storm, then their story must be only about a storm. Or if the title is Loss of Memory, then the story must only be about memory loss. But this is where things go wrong. Let's look at what that actually produces. Story 1, The Storm, boring version. One afternoon, dark clouds gathered in the sky. The wind began to blow harder and harder, making the trees bend from side to side. Soon, thunder rumbled loudly and bright flashes of lightning lit up the sky. Heavy rain poured down, and the roads quickly became flooded. My family hurried indoors and shut all the windows. We listened to the loud thunder while the electricity went off. The rain continued for several hours. We hoped the storm would end soon. Eventually, the rain became lighter, the wind died down, and the clouds slowly disappeared. The sun came out again, and everyone went outside to look at the fallen branches and puddles. Although the storm had been frightening, we were all safe and happy that it was finally over. What's the problem? The storm is the entire story. Nothing unexpected happens. There is no conflict beyond the weather itself, no mystery, no deeper tension. It is just a storm happening from beginning to end. Story 2. Loss of Memory, boring version. When I woke up in hospital, I could not remember who I was. I looked around the room, but everything seemed unfamiliar. The doctor explained that I had been in an accident and had lost my memory. Over the next few days, my family visited me. They showed me photographs and told me stories about my childhood. At first, I remembered nothing. Gradually, however, little memories began to return. I remembered my school, my friends, and eventually my parents. A few weeks later, my memory had fully returned. I was grateful to everyone who had helped me through such a difficult experience. Although losing my memory had been frightening, everything returned to normal, and I was happy again. What's the problem? Again, nothing goes wrong in an interesting way. The story simply moves from lose memory, regain memory, happy ending. There is no mystery, no danger, no tension, just a predictable recovery. The key insight. So what's the real issue here? The problem is this. Students treat the title as the entire story. But in real storytelling, the title is only one ingredient, not the whole recipe. Crossing ideas. Now let's fix this. We are going to take two ideas, the storm, loss of memory, and combine them into a single story. Now the question changes completely. Instead of what happens during a storm, we ask, what happens if someone loses their memory during a storm? Now we have something much more powerful. Let's see what that looks like. Story 3, The Storm's Loss of Memory. The first clap of thunder shook the old beach house so violently that I woke with a start. For several seconds, I stared at the ceiling, confused. Rain hammered against the windows and lightning flashed across the room. My head throbbed. Where am I? I got out of bed, but nothing in the room felt familiar. Photographs sat on the bedside table, but I didn't recognize anyone in them. One face looked like mine, but it felt like a stranger's. Another crash of thunder rattled the walls. Suddenly, the front door burst open. An elderly woman rushed inside, soaked from the storm. "Thank goodness you're awake," she shouted. "The bridge is flooding. We have to leave now." I stared at her blankly. "I'm sorry," I said. "Who are you?" Her expression changed immediately. Before she could answer, the lights went out. We moved through the storm together, struggling outside as rain lashed down. Trees had fallen across the road, and the river nearby had turned into a violent, muddy surge. As we walked, she spoke quickly. "You hit your head yesterday. The doctors, you might be confused." Yesterday. The word meant nothing to me. Then something caught my eye. Half buried in the mud was a small silver key. When I picked it up, a sudden image flashed through my mind. A wooden box. A child crying. A voice shouting, "Don't let anyone find it!" The memory disappeared as quickly as it came. We reached the car, but before we could leave, a tree crashed down onto the road behind us. The woman stared at the key in my hand. Her voice lowered. "Where did you get that?" "I don't know," I said. Her face turned pale. "You weren't supposed to remember that." In that moment, the storm didn't feel like the real danger. Something else was. Something I couldn't remember. Why this version works. Now ask yourself, what makes this story more interesting? It's not the storm. It's not even the memory loss. It's the combination of both. Because now we have mystery, who is the woman? Suspense, what is the secret? Conflict, why is she afraid? Questions, what does the key unlock? Danger, why can't they escape? The storm is no longer the story. It is the pressure cooker. The memory loss is no longer just a condition. It is a puzzle. And together, they create something far more powerful than either idea alone. The lesson. Here is the simplest way to remember this. One idea equals situation. Two ideas, a story. So instead of asking, what can I write about this title? Ask, what can I combine it with? That is how ordinary ideas become original stories. That is how simple titles become powerful narratives. And that is how you start writing like a storyteller, not just a student. Let's repeat the process. Now that you've seen how crossing ideas works, let's practice it together. I'm going to give you more topic pairs. And I want you to do the same thing every time. Don't write a story about the topic. Cross it with another idea. Let's go. Pair 1. A journey plus a secret. At first, this sounds simple. A journey is just traveling from one place to another. A secret is just something hidden. But when we combine them, suddenly the journey is not normal anymore. Possible ideas. A train passenger overhears a dangerous secret. A traveler discovers a hidden compartment in their luggage. Someone is following them, and the journey is a cover for escape. Now the journey becomes suspenseful. Pair 2, a celebration plus fear. A celebration is usually happy, But fear changes everything. Possible ideas. At a wedding, someone recognizes a wanted criminal. During a birthday party, a strange package arrives with no sender. A graduation turns tense when someone goes missing. The celebration is still there, but now something is wrong underneath it. Pair 3. A photograph plus a stranger. This is a powerful combination. Possible ideas. A stranger appears in an old family photo, but no one remembers them. A visitor claims to be in a photograph taken years ago. A photo changes every time someone looks at it. Now we have mystery. Now we have questions. Pair 4. A phone call plus a storm. This one is great for tension. Possible ideas. A phone call reveals a secret while the signal keeps cutting out. Someone is trapped during a storm, and the only help is a failing phone line. A call comes from someone who should not be alive, just as lightning knocks out the power. The storm becomes pressure. The phone call becomes urgency. Pair 5. A bicycle plus a lie. At first, this seems ordinary, but let's cross it. Possible ideas. A cyclist accidentally witnesses something they were never meant to see. A stolen bicycle hides evidence of a bigger crime. Someone uses a cycling accident to cover up a lie. Now, the bicycle is not just transport. It is part of the mystery. Pair 6. A locked door plus a promise. This combination is full of emotion and tension. Possible ideas. A dying relative makes a promise never to open a certain door. A child is told the truth is behind a locked door, but opening it breaks trust. A secret room contains something that could destroy a family. Now the door is not just physical. It is emotional. Pair 7. A flood plus a wedding. This is perfect for chaos and drama. Possible ideas. Guests are trapped inside a flooded wedding venue. A bride must make a life-changing decision as waters rise. A missing ring is swept away during the flood, hiding something more important. Now nature and emotion collide. Pair 8. Winning plus guilt. This is a very powerful emotional pairing. Possible ideas. A student wins an exam competition but discovers the result was unfair. A sports victory comes at the cost of a friend's injury. Someone realizes they didn't deserve the prize they received. Now winning is not simple success. It becomes conflict. What you should notice? Every time we do this, something important happens. We stop asking, what happens in this topic? And start asking, what happens when this meets something else? That single shift creates conflict, mystery, tension, emotion, originality. Final challenge. Now it's your turn without me. Take any 2 random ideas. It could be a bus plus a secret, a mirror, fear, a school plus a mistake, a letter's revenge, a storm plus friendship. Try to create a story in your head in just 30 seconds. If you can do that, you are already thinking like a writer. Not someone repeating ideas, but someone creating them. Final message. Remember this: a single idea gives you a topic, but 2 ideas give you a story. So don't stay inside the title. Cross it, break it open, mix it with something unexpected, and watch your writing come alive. Every title is just a starting point, a single spark. But when sparks collide, stories happen. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs help turning ideas into stories. Until next time, keep crossing ideas.